hour number 3 of the program. We go to the Puppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. That's where we find our friend, Jordan Pugh. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Where are you? Well, I know where you are. I can see it, but the sound sounds different than usual.
Oh, well, you're probably hearing K-pop Demon Hunters in the background, man. I got my 7-month-old over here, so I'm on daddy duty right now.
Oh, I get that. Heck yeah. I love it. Hey, I wasn't planning on starting the segment with this, but I just think it's interesting. We just finished a segment randomly talking about you play like you practice, and a guy that comments on the show a lot says he didn't practice very hard, and we just had a whole riff on it. And I was telling him I didn't think it was a flex. But then John in Cyprus mentions to me, hey, by the way, Johnny Football didn't practice and didn't watch film. LOL. So there are examples of greatness but my response to that is imagine if he did.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's true. And trust me, I've been around plenty of guys that are like that. All right. Some guys are just God-given ability, man. They show up on the field. It just is what it is, right? Johnny was one of those guys. And there's plenty I can name in the NFL as well that were like that, man. Missed a lot of practice, wouldn't be awake in the meetings, but go out there and just do what they do. So, man, it's kind of a gift and a curse. But when you do have those guys, it's special, though. It's special talents, man. So I wouldn't recommend it. I highly wouldn't recommend it. But you have the anomalies here and there.
So I have 4 kids that participate in sports, and the ones that work the hardest are the ones that are talented, but not the elite talent. And then the one who's an elite talent doesn't work as hard as the other one. So it's fun. Like, they're all gifted in their own ways, but like I like a mindset of like Kobe and Michael that had to work for every inch.
Well, it's kind of twofold, right? Well, because one thing that I tell all of my players is this: as you rise each level, man, the talent equals out, right? When you go from high school to college, it's the best of the best in high school. That's at the D1 level. When you go from college to the pros, it's the best of the best. It's less than the 1% of the world who does it, right? So talent is relatively equal from the Hall of Famer down to the practice squad guy, right? But it's a guy who's the most consistent. But then you have those anomalies, man. You have those guys that just they were blessed with 6'6", 290, like a Julius Peppers, for example, that I had the opportunity to meet and play with. Those guys they just have it. It just is what it is. They can wake up, don't stretch, don't do anything, and get out there and dominate. So it's one of those twofolds, man. It's just God-given ability.
Jordan, how real is this defense? And before you answer that, I'm going to kind of take this in parts because there's one part of my mind that remembers last year. New year. Why do I remember? Who cares? It's different, right? But I have that. I had the very beginning of the year. Literally, I got one play. I got the Robert Henry Jr. play that upset me. And like I go back to that UTSA game. But what they've done in SEC play has been phenomenal. So how real is this defense?
I'm like you. They're starting to impress me. They're really starting to impress me. And I think that they've improved every single week. So every single week they've gotten better, right? But I think they found their identity. You're talking about a team that can pressure the quarterback, but we've started to stifle the run game. I know when we talked about the Notre Dame game, we talked about earning the right to rush the passer. That starts with stopping the run. And you were seeing us control the line of scrimmage, right? And I think that you're seeing the strength of the team starting to take place. You're seeing the strength of the team being held in that front seven, in particular those rush-ins that we have. But as far as the improvements are concerned, man, we're not giving up the big runs like we did at the beginning of the season. We're a lot more gap sound. We're containing the run. We're containing the quarterback. And we're dictating to the offense what we want to do. I'm really starting to get excited about what we're doing defensively. This game against Mississippi State had my antennas up, right? And being able to see how we broke them as the game went on. They had their spurts here and there at the beginning of the game. We figured it out. We calmed down. We came into our zone and our rhythm. But we started to dominate as the later rounds or the later quarters started going on, right? That's what you want to see from a dominant defense. I think they have an opportunity, man, to really stake their claim against, I don't want to say against the Florida team, but as the teams, as we go on throughout the season, to really stake their claim and be right up there with the Oklahomas of the world. I think we have that level of defense because we have the front seven that can man that. So I'm excited about what they're doing. I love the progression. I love how they've improved. But most importantly, they're playing as a unit. They're communicating. They're gap sound. That's what you want to see.
Well, and when you consider that Mississippi State, look, they have a good run game. They were averaging 205 yards a game before they played A&M. They held them to 77 yards. We know that they got some receivers that can make plays. They threw for 142 yards. Auburn came in with a great run game. I'm not saying that that's going to happen necessarily against Florida, But it's just showing examples of they'll take something out of your game that you expect to be able to be the foundation of your offense.
Well, what they're doing is they're showing multiple ways to win, right? On both sides of the ball, from offensively to defensively, they're showing you that, okay, we can take away the run, we can take away your pass, we can key on your best player, and we can force you to make us beat us somewhere else, right? So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the evolution of the defense. You're seeing the defense coming to its own. But man, like you said, being able to take away the best players, the certain type of style of game that they want to play. You're seeing us stand up each and every week. And that's what you want from a defense. Look, defense travels. There's going to be weeks where offenses are slow. There's going to be weeks where offenses are hitting. That's just the nature of the game. But a defense can travel because that's effort-based. That's assignment-based. That's doing your job. So, man, just seeing the maturation from that standpoint week to week, man, that's highly encouraging for the type of run that we want to make.
Talking to Jordan Pugh here on TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Do you see parallels with Florida and some of the other teams we've played this year?
Florida's tricky. I still believe that Florida's one of the most dangerous teams. And I think this is going to be our biggest test yet this year because defensively, Florida's defense has been great all year long. They just haven't had the offense to back it up. Then when you look at what they did against Texas last week, they were dominant. The defense played. They were dominating the line of scrimmage. The offense got their rhythm and flow down. So you're looking at a team that's coming off a high, but the question that you got to ask yourself is what Florida team are we getting or what offensive team are we getting? Okay, so they've been up and down, high and low. Those are the scary teams that you play because you don't know exactly what they are. If they're dominant on offense, okay, I know what it is. I know what we need to stop. But, man, with them getting guys like Dallas Wilson back, Lagway started catching this rhythm. This is one of those deals where you have to have your antennas up. You have to be on your P's and Q's because they have the athletes to be able to expose you. Then defensively, they're going to give our offense fits. That is a very good defense on that side over there with Florida. So this game is intriguing to me. I think this is going to be one of the toughest tests we have. I think this is going to be one of those fourth quarter, last series type of games that's going to be nut cutting just because of the type of talent that they have. And they play hard, man. They play hard for Napier over there. If we can control the offense, we control the game, okay? But if they found their rhythm, it's going to be a tough task for us. It's going to be a fight. Now, we're the better team. Overall, we can beat you multiple ways. We can beat you running. We can beat you throwing. We can beat you on defense. We have explosive plays on special teams. We have all of that. But we have to be able to stifle the hope, the hype, the chemistry. We got to stifle that early within the game, especially coming off a win against Texas, them catching their groove. We got to eliminate that factor early in the game. If we do that, we'll handle business.
Jordan, if you're taking part of their game out, like, are you trying to stop the run game? Are you trying to make sure that Dallas Wilson doesn't beat you? Do you try to cause chaos for a quarterback in DJ Lagway that has thrown, I think, 7 interceptions on the year,
Yep.
and also seems to be maybe limited with his mobility? Like, how's the best way to attack the Florida offense?
I stop the run. I stop the run early. I go man early in the game. And I tell DJ, prove to me you can beat me throwing the football. Prove it. And if he makes that adjustment, then we can adjust from there because we've proven that we can combo that defensively. We can make those adjustments. But I'm not letting, I think it's Ball, their running back, I'm not letting him get going. I'm not letting it happen because if you do that, you open up the playbook for Napier and you allow a rhythm and a flow. So we got to be able to stop that on first and second downs. I take my chances with my secondary, with my front in their pass game. I think we can win all day long. I think our D-line will be dominant over their offensive line in passing situations. But we got to get to those passing situations. One of the things that you notice when they play Texas, they dominated the first and second down, especially in the run game, allowing DJ to get into a flow, opening up the play action, opening a lot more boots and waggles within their game. And that allowed Dallas Wilson to get one-on-one opportunities. So we can stop that on that first and second down. I think we can control that game as well.
All right, and then offensively, how do you attack Florida?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a while, all right? So we had 9,000 rushing yards last week, so we can win that way. we can pass all over the yard. Here's what I think offensively, and it sounds routine and cliche, but I think we live and die with Marcel. That's what I really think. The more and more I start putting my pinpoint on it, the way that he plays is going to carry us no matter what, because the outside weapons we have at the receiver position have proven that they can make plays. The running back position has proven that they can make plays. Our offensive line is held up. But if Marcel can just hone in on the small things as far as when I say hitting the deep ball. We have a lot of opportunities where we miss a lot of deep ball plays that can be touchdowns, settling his feet in the pocket, where he has a lot of overthrows. There's some inconsistencies, and sometimes we start slow, especially with that Auburn and Mississippi State game. But if he's on, I don't think anybody can stop us in the country. The more and more that I really think about this, we have a three-headed monster at running back. We have the playmakers on the outside. Our offensive line is improving each and every week. But the consistent play of Marcel and being able to trust what he sees, there's still too many times he hesitates. And when he hesitates, we start faltering on offense. That's why I say I think we live and die with him. If he's on, I don't see a team on our schedule that will beat us or that can hang with us. But if he's inconsistent, we're giving them life. We have to be able to take that away. We got to take the life away. And I think that it begins and ends with Marcel.
Jordan, I'll take that even a step further. Like, you can't coach this, I don't think. He's better at the end of games. Like, at his time at A&M, he can have a slow-ish start, but look at how he finished Notre Dame, right? Look how he finished this past week. Like, and we saw it at the end of last year. Gave them a chance to win the Auburn game, the South Carolina game, right? Or not South Carolina. They did make a comeback, but that got away. But the USC game, excuse me. This team, like, seems to be good when the lights are at the brightest.
Yeah. If I was Florida and I'm watching the film from this season, the number one thing I'm saying is we are going to rattle him as much as we can in the first two quarters. I'm bringing everything I have, because what I've noticed is a trend with him having the slow starts, the inconsistencies, but most importantly, not believing what he sees. I have got to figure out a way to confuse him at the beginning of the football game, and that will allow me to stay in it later on in the third and fourth quarter, right? But like you said earlier, the way that he finishes so strong. I have got to work my way in it to where we have got to play a complete game on defense to allow our offense to get that one play, that one series that we need to either tie the game, take the lead, whatever that is. That's how I'm game planning if I'm Florida. But my confidence is in Marcel because it's been countless game-winning drives. There's been countless times that he's closed games out or put us in position to win games based off his play. Like you said, he shines bright when the time is needed. Now let's take the next step, man, and let's put it together for 4 quarters. Trust what you see. Trust your eyes, man, and let it go. And I think once he does that, man, the sky's the limit for what we want to do offensively.
Jordan, let's talk a little bit about Damian Sanford. I know we talked about him last week, but each week he becomes part of the storyline.
If Scooby comes back, does he start?
I think so. That's a tough question. I don't know.
The way he's been playing, I mean, he's been lights out. I was able to get some of the game tape, and I started breaking that down a little bit this morning. When I got it, I mean, he's playing out of this world, man. Him and Torian, you can tell that there's chemistry there. You can tell that they're feeding off each other. I love the way that he rushes the passer. He plays great in the pass game, but man, the way that he's fitting the run as well. I really like, and I have, it's coming from a defensive eye that I have and a defensive bias, but man, I really like the way those two are comboing off each other, him and Torian York. I think that they're playing extremely well off each other, but you see a lot of pre-snap communication between the two. You see them talking. If you see that as a coach, you see two guys who are locked in. Now, I love me some Scooby Williams too. I think Scooby Williams is phenomenal, but man, when you got a guy who's on a heater like that, when you got a guy who's impacting a game like Sanford is, he's hard to take off the field, man. That's one of those deals. I think he's been phenomenal. I love the depth that we've created. That's the one position where I'm not worried about where we are. Put anybody we want in there, but man, he's hard to take off the football field.
All right. Are you concerned about the defensive end named Cassius Howe? I think teams should be concerned about him.
I don't know why he's not getting a lot more national attention. How many sacks does he have this year?
7.
I was trying to. How many?
7.
He has 7 already?
Yeah.
so really, man, he's phenomenal. That's a first round being, man. Look, get us a third down, let him go to work. Hey, Cassius, you just rush the passer, do what you do. But defensively, man, I told you, our front 7 has been solid between Hicks, Regis, seriously on the other side, man. We've been doing what we need to do, especially on the first and second down plays. The only concern that I have, again, is that corner position. I love Des Ricks. Des Ricks has been coming into his own. Will Lee, he's gotten better, and he's improved. Now, from the safety position, this is going to be a key game, I think, for our safeties. Because you know what Florida's going to do. They're going to threaten you downfield. There's going to be a lot of eye manipulation that they want to do in the pass game. So our safeties are going to have to have their best games of the year this year, especially with the type of athletes they have on the outside. So I'm excited, man, about this. But our front seven, man, there's not a worry in the world that I have.
How concerned are you with the penalties?
Very concerned. That's the thing that can keep us from the championship aspirations that we have. A lot of the penalties that we have are in the timing is terrible, but it gives the opponent life. It puts us in bad situations offensively and defensively, of course. But a lot of the penalties come at a bad timing, and it throws the rhythm off of what we want to do. We've got to be able to short it up. And as a coach, I don't know how you fix that, man. You can punish it, you can drill it, you can do whatever. But at the end of the day, you can't control what's on that football field, right? So that's one of those deals where I know Elko's scratching his head, man, like, what else can we do to fix this problem? But the players just got to be more disciplined. They got to understand, man, that this could be the thing that can hold you back from ultimately winning championships. Because when you get to these teams, man, like the Missouris of the world that are playing well, that can match you talent for talent, scheme for scheme, those penalties could be the difference maker. So we got to shore that up.
Hey, I want to read you this because Pete Thamel a little while ago, that has nothing to do with the A&M game, but just the Texas OU game coming up. Pete Thamel reports that Oklahoma sources are saying Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer is pushing to return this week for the game against Texas. There's a belief that his return is possible, and he's reacted well to surgery. It was a broken bone in his right throwing hand that took place nearly 2 weeks ago. Him playing against Texas would dovetail with the most optimistic return timelines, as he'd be 17 days out of surgery. How much of a difference does that make this weekend, if that is the case?
Makes a huge difference. If Mateer plays, Oklahoma wins by 3 scores. I am not impressed with Texas. I haven't been impressed with Texas. I think that Oklahoma's defense has been firing. They've had a good defense the past couple of years. They've just missed that quarterback. And I think they found their guy. But I think he has a moxie, but he has an energy that he brings to the football team. And you couldn't have told me that he broke his thumb, I think, against Auburn, because he was playing well.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at a semi-prepared. It's not going to be healthy all year long at this point, but a semi-prepared thumb throwing him, I think if he plays, the energy level just rises. I don't see Texas being viable in this. Oklahoma's a good football team. They're a complete football team. And with him in the mix, that changes everything. That changes the whole dynamic of the offense. So that would be bad news for Texas.
Jordan, I'm going to read you this last text just because it's a prop for you. John sends in, Aggie should be so thankful that we have someone as knowledgeable and insightful as Jordan Pugh on TexAgs. My thought is, how is Chris Sims on TV doing analyzing and Jordan isn't? So people love you when you come on the show, man.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And make sure, man, you print that so I can send it to my wife.
Man. I will screenshot it, send it your way.
Hey, man, I got to give my points as much as I can with her.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much for your time.
All right, man.
Later.
Let's do it.